Good day, Blash. Just looking back at last night's game, it was a fun game to watch, and there was some noticeable energy out there. The way Stetcher played, certainly Verana, Ponick, the way he drives the net, the energy he played with. Ernie brings it every night. I'm just wondering from your standpoint if you noticed any different energy on the bench or just with the play on the ice, the energy that you might have noticed.
I think our team recognizes that for us to be good, we have to bring energy. For us to be a good team, it's important that we do that. I think we've got lots of players that play that way, and I'd also say I think Verana and Richard both play that way. So it certainly didn't hurt our energy. I thought it helped our overall. So I thought we had good energy in Carolina. I think through lots of this season we've had good energy and we've played hard, and I think we're playing a little smarter and playing better defensively, and we also got good goaltending at big moments last night.
With some of the new personnel coming in, it's been a couple of games now for Cholowski and for Lindstrom back there, and then the new guys that you added. Personnel-wise, what kind of feel it might be changing, or do you notice that's different that way? What are they bringing, I guess is what I'm asking.
I would say, they went from 11 minutes the first game they played to 14 plus last night. And I think, they're just trying to find ways to keep earning ice time. And I think, they're different players. I think what you do is you kind of play, you can't go from playing 11 minutes to just all of a sudden playing great. You're gonna kind of earn a little bit more and earn a little bit more and earn a little bit more. And I think, last night they took a little bit of a step forward, and hopefully they can continue to. Cholo's a guy who can control the puck at times. I thought he did a good job under pressure. It's going to be an important part of it for him. And then I thought Lindy, as the game went along, played better and better, and he's a good defender that makes a really good first pass.
Thanks, Blash.
Yep.
Next up, Alexander Gamble, NHL.com. Alexander, I think you might be on mute. All right, we'll go next question. Answer Khan, I'm live.
Yeah, Jeff, just to expand a little bit on Lindstrom, he was talking about just how he feels over this past season he's improved his skating. Is that one of the main areas just going forward that he needs to improve on as far as his overall growth?
Yeah, I would say certainly a skating and strength. I think those two things go hand in hand when you're a defenseman. The stronger you get, the more you can win those battles when you can't quite out-skate people, and that becomes a real important thing if you're not an elite skater. And so I think the combination of continuing to work on his skating, but then continuing to get stronger, filling out his body, filling out that frame will help him reach or have a chance to reach that potential of being a good NHL defender.
And paired with DeKeyser last night, is DeKeyser a guy that somebody like Lindstrom can learn from?
For sure, and ultimately we wanted to put a veteran with the young guy, and did the same thing. Cholo and Hronek are about the same age, but obviously Phil's played a little bit or a lot more in the league now. So we, those two have had some chemistry before, and then put a veteran in Danny with Lindy, and I think Danny's got lots of little tricks of the trade defensively. He talks a lot on the ice, so he can help Lindy out that way and just help work his way through the game.
And injury-wise, I saw Fabry skating today. Do you know his status for tomorrow?
He's out tomorrow.
He's out, yeah, okay. And Svechnikov, any update on him?
He's out tomorrow as well.
With Svechnikov, is this just kind of a day-to-day thing or something more?
I hope day-to-day, kind of happened yesterday, pregame skate. He came off and was ailing, and so I'm hoping it's day-to-day, but he's not available tomorrow. That's what I know for sure.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep.
Next up, Max Bolton with The Athletic.
Hey, Jeff, I think you touched on it after the Carolina game the other night, but what are you seeing out of Rasmussen right now? He looks like really confident out there lately.
Yeah, a lot of improvement. You know, he worked hard at his skating, and that's showing on a consistent basis. You know, I thought in camp it showed one day and then didn't show the next, showed another day, didn't show the next, and now I think on a consistent basis, he's showing his skating is much better from top of the circle to top of the circle, specifically with the puck. I also just think confidence. You know, he made a great pass to Verona there in the second period for a one-time chance. You know, he's doing a good job with his confidence. He's taking that extra second with the puck. You know, when the game slows down a little bit, you're allowed. You know, it allows you to make a few more plays. And I think he's been real accountable defensively. And you know, I've used this comparison before, but we got a chance to see Jordan Staal firsthand in Carolina, and that's a great comparison for him. If he can become a guy who can go out and check the other team's best players and kill penalties and play on your power play, I mean, that's a huge impact on a hockey team, and it's the type of impact that you win with. And he's a big man. He's still learning some things defensively, but being as long as he is and as big as he is, it's a lot of defender in the middle of the ice.
When you have a guy who you envision that trajectory for, how do you start working him in? Like, how do you manage working him in against that kind of competition level in terms of the other team's best players? Because I'm sure you don't want to throw him to the wolves all at once and let him sink or swim.
Yeah, I think it's you know, kind of the way we have on the penalty kill. You give them moments on it, but you don't just throw them out there every single time. And so, like, against other teams' best player, like in Carolina, he played against good players the whole time. You know, and you know, last night we weren't afraid to put him out there against good players, but doesn't mean every single shift has to be that way. And I think, you know, if it starts to go the wrong way, or if he started to struggle, then you pull back a little bit. You know, I think his maturation process this year and the way that he's earned his ice time and the way his ice time's kind of gone is been an important thing. Like, he started with a little bit, and he's earned a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and that's how I think the growth process should happen. And because I think as you do that, it allows guys to keep their confidence. And so, you know, I think, again, we're going to, you know, I had him out there 5-on-6 at the end of the game. I had him, Zadina, and Ernie. I knew they were pulling the goalie, and yeah, that hasn't been a normal group of guys out there for us 5-on-6. We've got some other groups that have done an excellent job, but they were tired, and I felt confident that those guys could go out and do the job, and they went out and did exactly that.
And then on the offensive end, the 2 assists he had in that game in Carolina weren't cheap assists at all. Like, the making those kind of plays, I assume, is a really promising, you know, piece of progress.
Yeah, for sure. You know, and again, he made the pass last night to Verona. That was a really good play. And you know, we're not gonna confuse him with Adam Oates, you know, in terms of making plays all over the ice. But I think, you know, he's got the ability to make those plays, and he's got the ability to drive the net hard and produce offense. And you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I think the point is that he's headed in the right direction. And he's a big man who I think can be a valuable piece to a team.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next up, Ted Colfin, Great News.
Hey, Jeff, we've kind of mentioned it, well, quite a few times early in the season and now late in the season here. This free agent class of yours, you know, the Sauls, Ryan, Stetchers, those guys, I'll throw Gagné in there. How big of a factor have they been on and off the ice for you guys this season?
You know, I think a really important factor. I think when you bring guys in with the experience that those guys have, with the stature that some of them have, they're going to have an impact on your team, and that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be positive. It can be positive or negative, and I think in their case, it's been excellent. They've been really positive impacts, I think. Certainly put Gagné in that mix. He's been excellent in terms of his leadership and his approach, and he looks in the mirror first. Stalzy's been excellent. Stetch has added good energy to our group. You know, so Johnny Merrill did a really good job when he was here. So, you know, I'm sure I'm missing people. They've done a really good job, and you know, I think it's helped our young core grow, and that's what you want when you bring in. When you're at where we're at in our rebuild, you want to make sure that the guys you bring in are going to help the whole group grow, and these guys have done that.
It's important to be a good, you know, to be a factor on the ice and all that, but just being a professional and having some of these kids see what these do day in and day out, that's kind of crucial too, isn't it?
Well, it is, and I think when you hit hard times, it's really crucial, and how you handle that. And they've been great examples, and during the stretches where where it's been difficult, but I also would say, I think all their play has been pretty good too. And it's two things. It's hard to lead if you don't have a good impact in the game, and then two, it does help. When your team's a better team, it helps your young guys grow because you're in more games. You're having a chance to win more games, and I think that's been a significant difference from last year to this year.
So, thanks, Jeff.
Next up, Art Wagner, DetroitRedWings.com.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Art.
How you doing?
Excellent, Art.
Good. That's good. I'm glad. I wanted, Max kind of spurred something in me. I saw Michael killing penalties last night, and I'm curious, has that always been part of his repertoire, or is that something that you specifically, the Red Wings, wanted to add to his game?
Who's that? Sorry.
Rasmussen.
Oh, Ras. Well, I can't recall how much he killed last year in GR, but it was a main point of emphasis this year that he get penalty killing time once he went down to Grand Rapids. Again, we foresee him as a guy who can become a really good two-way hockey player that can play against the other team's best, that can be really good defensively and add offense. And to do that, I think it's, and with his length, in his size and his smarts, we felt he could be a really good penalty killer, and he's done a really good job. So he was killing penalties regularly in GR this year. They were happy with his progress. And so, we've tried to make a concerted effort to get him into the penalty kill here. It started with just in practice, and then we got him in at the end of kills, and now he's been in spots where he's been first off the bench on a kill, and not every time, but we're going to keep getting him in there, and he's doing a real good job. I think it's an important part of him growing to his greatest potential. If he can be a guy who can kill penalties playing the power play, and again, hopefully become a guy who can defend against the other team's best on a nightly basis.
Is he getting better on faceoffs? Do you see him working on that?
Well, he's working hard on it, and he's got a great mentor in Luke Glendenning, who's, Ras wants to be really good. So Ras takes all the information in. Ras is a very, very serious individual. He wants to be great at things, so he's going to work at it, and he's worked hard at it with Luke. We've had correspondence with Chris Draper. We've had Chris Draper watch a number of his stuff, and Chris has given Ras some advice, and so he's got some good people to lean on to keep getting better. I think winning faceoffs in the National Hockey League is a learned thing, and you can be a good faceoff guy coming into this league, and most of the guys then start and they seem like they struggle, and part of it's knowing the linesman, part of it's knowing all the different tricks of the trade, and part of it's just probably strength. I think ultimately Ras can be 20 pounds heavier in muscle. And when he is, I think he'll be that much better in his total game, including on faceoffs.
Hey, Jeff, one final question. As this season winds down, Veleno is out of quarantine, I believe, on Sunday. Do you expect to see maybe an influx of some of the younger guys like a Veleno or something, the last few games of the season?
Well, I'm not sure what other younger guys, so like Veleno, I'll speak in specific. I think there's potential that he could play games for us this year. Do I know that for a fact? No. Do I want to say he's going to? No, I don't know that for a fact, but there's certainly potential that he could. So something that I'll discuss with Steve, and ultimately, as we go, I think it's important to get looks at certain guys. And so Steve and his management team will determine, which guys are going to be guys that we want to get some experience in the NHL with.
Great. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Yep.
That's it for us today. Thanks, everyone.